Hey, what's up, y'all? So I'm sending you a video to to kind of give you some last thoughts about the performance coming up. And I know that we had some time to talk yesterday during rehearsal. However, I kind of left that event feeling a little dissatisfied with the discussion that we had. Well, first off, it wasn't a discussion; it was just me just talking at y'all, and I apologize about that. But you know, time was a factor. I just wanted to get some things out. But I just wanted to send you some like last thoughts and kind of repeat myself or reiterate some points that I said yesterday, but in a better fashion. So I'm sending this message to Josh, Darius, and Amani, actor one. And so I kind of just wanted to um, give you some thoughts about about the role that you're playing, as well as give you some questions to consider. Okay, so as I pointed out yesterday, um, what's different um, from actors 2 and 3 versus 1 and 4 is that actors 2 and 3 seem to be more concerned um, with language, whereas um, whereas you as well as you and actor 4 are more concerned with fitting into CSU, right? So with that, your overarching question for your character specifically, actor 1, dealing with race, is actually 2 questions. The first is, how do you suppose it could affect your identity, as well as your ability to relate with others, knowing that there aren't many people of color here at CSU? And so, in terms of your identity, that's like, being a person of color here on this campus, you find that people try to make sense of you as in like they wonder if you're an athlete, they wonder if in the scene itself, being mistaken for another person of color, just pretty much encountering a lot of questions, some of them based out of ignorance. And so that's what I mean when I say by identity, as well as your ability to relate to others. So, like, if there aren't people on campus that look like you, how will you situate yourselves to another? Which brings forth the second overarching question that I have for your character is, how can you find or belong to a community here at CAU where you feel both validated and understood? I feel like these 2 questions are the biggest ones that your character has to grapple with. Okay? So just to repeat once again, it's number one, how do you suppose it could affect your identity and your ability to relate to others, knowing that there aren't many people of color here at CU? And 2, how can you belong to a community here at CU where you feel both validated and understood? Okay? So those are the 2 overarching questions that I encourage that you think about. But also, I have a list of some smaller questions that can help you arrive at those answers to those overarching questions. The first is, so let me explain that for your character, you come across different rich points within the script. Rich points are things, are moments in the scene where something is said that that has a lot of meaning behind it, okay, or something that happens that has a lot of implications, and we call those things rich points. And so, actually, for your character, you come across about 4 or 5 rich points, okay. So, considering those rich points, and as you go through examining and dissecting the script, here are some questions that it would be great for you to consider. 1, when you have a line during those rich points, what are you particularly calling attention to or highlighting when you say that line? Okay? Number two, what are you hoping to achieve by saying that line? So, like, what are your desired outcomes by saying that? Three, in experiencing those rich points, those moments, how do those moments make you feel? Okay? Four, if you could if you could change those rich moments, those rich points, like if you could intervene into them or go back and change something, what would it look like? What would those moments look like if your character could remix that moment? What would it look like, and what would you do? What would your character do in those moments to make it better? Okay. And the last question is more of a bigger question, which is, and I think it's actually one of the more important questions for you to consider, is that given the archetype of your role, so like you as actor one playing the race role, the race archetype, what is it that you would like the audience to walk away knowing about your character? Okay, so what is the biggest thing you want us to get from you playing the archetype of race in this scene? Okay, so I know I just threw a lot of questions at you, a lot of things to think through and consider before you perform. But let me know if there's anything that you want me to follow up on. Like I said, I'm available to chat around the clock. Just give me a call. And I'm not sure if you have my number, but it's 909-223-2996. And feel free to send me an email. Okay? So with that, I will see you Thursday for the performance, and best wishes to you. All right. Bye now.